Damage to the fibre that the body repairs and that creates growth. Yeah? So a lot of people think, I've done one, I've done two. There's nothing on the way down. You're going to bring it up, control, squeeze, nice and slow on the way down. Fight it, feel the muscle fibres on the way down. So I would warm up on there, 1 or 2 sets just to warm up. Then I would do 1 set. All out failure. I'd have a training partner sliding me so I'm getting slow. A couple of force reps there. Then I would move on to barbell curl, standing dumbbell curl. One of the more exercises where there might be a little bit of body movement. If there is, it's not really doing that because that muscle has been isolated and exhausted. If it's really weak, any body part that's really weak, you can use techniques to up the intensity. But you shouldn't do it on everything. So let's say your biceps are weak and your triceps are really strong. On the triceps, just do your normal workout, go to failure, that's about it, don't do anything special. And then the biceps, say it's strong. So you can do force reps. I can't do any more here. I can get my training partner to lift that up there. Because the negative strength is greater, although I've failed here, I can't do any more. I still have a couple more D's left in the bag, so the training partner will lift this up. Right, ready? Hold it. Until I can't control that anymore. That means I've exhausted every phase of that muscle. Another technique you can use on a weak body part is rest pause. So, say you're doing barbell curls, instead of doing a set of 8 to 10, I'll get a weight after warming up, of course, but I can probably only do 3 or 4 reps with. I'll do 3 or 4 reps. Failure. Put the bar down, wait, 10, 12 seconds, pick it up again, go to failure again, this time maybe it's 2 or 3, put it down again, another 10 seconds, go again, this time maybe I'll get 1 or 2. So, in effect, I've done a set, I've done 4, I've done 2 or 3, I've done 1 or 2, so it's like, altogether it's like 10 reps, but I've failed 3 times during that set, and I get my muscles used to lifting the heavier pounders as well. But because it's very intense, you can't do 100 sets of it. You just do like 1 set of that, and then you've done the job. You can do as many sets as you like within your capacity. Yeah. If you can curl today, 40-pound dumbbell for 6 reps. If I come back and talk to you in 2 years' time, and you're curling a 40-pound dumbbell for 6 reps, I'll guarantee you something. You will be exactly the same. You will achieve nothing. Yeah? If your weights are not going up, if you're not progressing, if you do whatever workout you're doing now, if you do that for the next 6 weeks and there's no progress, then if you continue to do that, you're insane. Yeah? Keep doing the same thing and expect to get different results. It doesn't make sense. So if it's not working, what are you doing now? You're not getting results. You've got to change your workout. You've got to look at your diet. You've got to change something. Keep doing the same thing, you're getting the same results. You're getting 0 now, you're getting 0 in the future. Anybody got any more questions on it? Any exercise techniques you want to see?
What's your favorite arm?
Well, biceps. I like this exercise. I've got a Nautilus bicep machine, which is basically like that, which means the tension all through the movement. I like to start with those, any isolation exercise, and then after that I'll do normally a barbell curl, but inevitably there's a bit of, I try to keep it as minimum, there's going to be a bit of movement there, there's a little bit of shoulder in there, a little bit of lower back, but it doesn't matter if those muscles are coming into play, because this has already been pre-exhausted, so it's getting overloaded even more when I do that. So I would probably, a good workout, I would warm up. However much you want to do to warm up, that's up to you. 1 or 2 sets is you're going to do enough, right? Below your maximum. Then I would get a weight that I can probably struggle to get 6 or 7 reps with there. Have a training partner, just a little bit, get a couple more reps. Then I would do a barbell curl. Maybe I'd do a medium set to warm up again. It's a little bit different position. I'll do 8 reps, medium, easy weight. And then I would do an overload set. Like I said, probably 5 reps, a couple of rest pause sets on the end. That's it. 4 sets total, finished. Yeah, which might surprise people, but I see people doing 3, 4, 5 exercises for their biceps. Why? Because you used to go that when you were a little kid. Oh look, here's my muscle. Yeah, but how many are they doing for the calves? How many are they doing for the traps, which are bigger muscles with more complex functions? Yeah? So, and also your biceps are contracting all the time whenever you do back. Yeah, so you're doing more and more. You just get overtrained. It's a small muscle. Supinates the wrist and bends the arm. That's the only function it's got. So, how many different exercises you want to do? If you want variety, you could do 2 exercises today, and you can come back and train biceps again. Do 2 different exercises. So you're hitting them from slightly different angles all the time. But don't try to do them all at once. It's too much.
So when do you typically hit biceps and back, or?
I like to do them separate from back, separate from the you know, I do biceps
together? Or?
I usually do pecs and biceps. But is it tremendously important when you do it? Not really. The important things are that you train it very intensely, overload it with some kind of stress it's not used to, and then you follow that with enough rest and obviously adequate nutrition. If you do those 2 things, you're going to grow.
Really hit the lateral head of your tricep. The lateral head?
Outside head?
Yeah.
Pretty much most exercises do that. You know, push downs. The hard head of the tricep to get is the long head, which is the biggest one.
Right.
That attaches underneath the scapula down to here. Yeah? Right. The only way to really activate that is to get some stretch on it. So you've got to be overhead. Yeah. The long head here is working, but it's just kind of sitting there a little bit heavy, yeah? You got to get a stretch on there. So you got to get something that's stretching from here to here. And French press are okay, it's good exercise. Anything overhead. The problem with a lot of overhead stuff, you're using free weights, so you're always pressing this tendon as well, yeah? So you've got to be careful when you're doing that. Do the reps slowly, don't use too much weight, maybe a little higher rep range, like 10 to 12, and maybe do it after you've pre-exhausted the push downs and stuff, you know? So you've got to look at the exercises you're doing. If you're doing push downs, there's no point really doing another exercise that basically duplicates that. So if you're doing this position, then you need to do something in this position, over here. 2 or 3 exercises.
What do you think of reverse grip for triceps? Reverse grip bench press?
You know, to me, your triceps are working when you're pressing, yeah? You're doing chest, you're probably doing 2 or 3 exercises involving the triceps pushing, yeah? And then at some point you're also doing delts, you're probably doing pressing movement, whatever it is, barbell, machine, dumbbell, doesn't matter. Working the triceps in that motion, right? So when it comes to the tricep workout, I would much rather isolate it than almost duplicating what I already did. So close grip, Brent press, reverse grip, Brent press. Not really a big fan of it because you've already done that stuff, yeah? So isolate it, you know? And try to cut out the deltoids and everything else and the pecs.
What about skull crushers, Dorian?
Sorry?
You do a lot of skull crushers for triceps?
Yeah, lying extensions or French press. If we've got an empty bar somewhere, I can demonstrate it.
They got a little light over there?
Great exercise, squat. There is a bit of stress on the tricep tendon. A lot of people get tendonitis from this. So what I do, put more stress on the triceps, less stress on the tricep tendon. Most people will start here and they go back and they like kind of pull it over like that. What I do, I start here and I'll go back to that angle. So you can see its angle, arms angle back, and I would go down and come back up with that angle. Can't use as much weight, but there's a lot more stress on the tricep, less on the tendon. So you come down here, keep that angle there.
You start doing that after you tore the tendon?
Who wants to have a go? Let's see somebody else do it. Come on, your turn. Come on.
You start doing that after you tore the tendon? Can you hands back like that?
No, I did it before. I didn't try tear my tricep tendon because I was doing something incorrect in the gym. It was just like I was saying earlier, I didn't back off enough, so it got inflamed constantly. It was over about 18 months, got inflamed, and I didn't get enough rest. So. Good. Right. Now you're going to come back. There, right? Yeah. Down. That's it. Keep it back here. Right? Go. Right. You feel the tricep working, just took a lot of stress off the tricep tendon. Right? Anything else, guys, that can help you with on
What do you do if you're injured? You got an injury or something? You want to go back to injured?
I mean, it depends. It depends on the injury, what it is, you know. But you know, you start getting some pain, any kind of injury, you got to back off. You got to deal with that, you know. Otherwise, that little injury. Most injuries you don't come into the gym. It starts as a small injury, you know, little tears, little micro tears that you don't give enough time to heal, and that gets bigger and it gets bigger, and the tissue gets weakened until one day it's just too much. And that's what happened to me. So if you got an injury, you got to deal with it. You know, you got to get therapy on it. You got to get therapy. You know, I'm a big believer in you get little micro tears in the muscle. The muscle is very good at repairing itself as a little injury, but it repairs itself as scar tissue. So no muscle fiber is elastic, you know, like an elastic band, right? Imagine if you got an elastic band and you broke it, and then you stuck it together with a lump of glue, right? It's repaired, but that lump of glue is not elastic, not flexible. Same thing in the muscle, your body will lay down scar tissue to repair that, but that scar tissue is not elastic. So what you have to get is some deep tissue massage, yeah? Somebody that knows what they're doing. You go in and break that scar tissue down and get the blood in there and get it elastic again. Before you end up getting that big bang, a couple of injuries like I've had, you know? You got to manage it before it gets bigger. That's the key, prevention, you know?
Can you work through it with a lighter weight? You know, like
generally, if there's no pain there, yes. Feeling any kind of pain, that's your body telling you like you need to rest that right now. That's a signal, you know? And you got to be a little flexible. You can't be stubborn. You know? That was my problem. My body was telling me things, and I was like, "Man, you're not in charge here. I am. You're going to do what I tell you to do." But eventually, you're going to break yourself. You know? Sometimes you got to take a step back. You take 2 steps forward. You know.
You had naturally strong forearms, so you do as much.
I've never done any forearm exercises. Never. Just gripping on the back and curls work for me. But I'm not saying that works for everybody. You know, obviously I had a lot of muscle fiber in my forearms. But you know, it's not complex. If you want to work your forearms, you're going to go that way. You're going to go that way. That's pretty much it. You know. Sorry? I use straps on back exercise on the heavier sets where I feel I got to a point where my actual strength of my lats is greater than my grip, you know? So if I'm doing an exercise I can't hold on to it anymore, my lats haven't failed, they've still got some energy in there, but the grip's failed. So then I would use straps on the last set, but don't use it on every set. Otherwise, you know, your grip is not going to get strong, right? So if you don't need them, don't use them. Same thing with any supportive belts, wraps. Don't use them if you don't need them. Just use them on the last set. And as far as like wrapping your knees and stuff, I never did that. No, I never did that. No. You can lift more weight, yeah. But if I put a big spring under your ass, you could lift more weight, you know? Muscles are not lifting it. And if you're supporting all the ligaments and tendons around your knee all the time, they're not going to get stronger. Why should they if you're supporting them all the time? So it's not a good idea, you know? But the other sets, you know, work your grip, work your forearms.
I have a quick question.
question. If you do use a strap and you can't hold on to it anymore, doesn't that take away from the quality of the set?
Sorry?
If you're using straps, does that take away from the quality of the set?
Well, you know, you're probably going to use straps on the back work, yeah? So you're trying to connect the weight here to the lats here. What I'm saying is don't use straps unless you have to. If that grip's failing, before, you know, you got a couple more reps in there, and then that's when you need to use straps. Just on the last set, that's it, you know?
Normally I just use chalk and I have to get my grip.
Sorry?
I use chalk.
Okay. Yeah, but if your grip's failing, then you need to do something, and the straps would be the best way to support that. If you don't need them, then yeah, don't use them. Pretty much all isolation. I don't see the point of doing compound exercise for triceps because you already did them, right? You're doing your benching, some kind of benching for chest, some kind of pressing for shoulders. So you're already doing that, like 2 joint movements already. So everything I did for triceps was pretty isolated, you know.
If you're not locking out, you're not really doing triceps.
Pardon?
If you're not really locking out, say like on bench press or shoulder presses, you're not really hitting the triceps.
You're still working the triceps whether you lock out or not, man. Pushing off your chest, they're still working, you know. That's my point. You know, you're working in that 2 joint range. So why try and duplicate that again when you're doing triceps? Just isolate them, you know?